I am tired. I'm so sick and tired of living as a slave in my own country. And I'll say these a lot of times, many times, and I'm going to do so many things, so many actions to bring change into this country. We cannot continue to be rude like this, being ruled by sick people, by mad people, by liars and thieves and criminals. These are the people who are in power in Kenya, in Africa. That is the situation we are living in. That is kind of life we are living in. That's why people are dying and nobody cares. Poor people are suffering, nobody cares. So I don't know what's the role of the government. I don't know. I want to know today, what's the role of the government? To protect the people or to kill the people?
Welcome back to the WSXM channel. For those of you who doesn't know, my name is Teflon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for returning. So, Julius Kamau, he gave a speech that blew up because what? Because of the protest going on in Kenya right now. This shines a light on him. But he's been doing this for years. But let's take a listen to what he's saying and then we're going to discuss it. Take a listen. Boom.
Particulars of the offense are on 13th day of June 2024 at Treasury Building along Harambe Avenue in Nairobi CBD within Nairobi County, gentry with others from before court, recorded disturbance in a manner likely to cause a breach of peace by yelling, shouting, and attempt to disrupt the photo shooting session by the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury and Economic Planning and his delegates. Is it true or not true? Julius, is it true or not true?
Okay, I don't want to betray my concerns. Your Honor.
Can you respond first? Is it true or not true? You'll be given time.
It's true. And as I said, I don't want to betray my concerns. I'm ready to do anything to see change in this country. I'm ready to die for freedom. I'm ready to die for justice. I'm ready to die for equality. We cannot continue living as slaves in our own country. It's the land of our fathers, the land where our fathers bled and died to free this nation from the shackles of colonialism. Colonialism never really ended in this country. Even in this court, they use colonial penal codes, colonial laws. That is why I cannot get justice in a court of law. I want to speak myself. I realize that there comes an existential moment in time when you must speak for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. I am tired. I'm so sick and tired of living as a slave in my own country. And I'll say these a lot of times, many times, and I'm going to do so many things, so many actions to bring change into this country. We cannot continue to be rude like this, being ruled by sick people, by mad people, by liars and thieves and criminals. These are the people who are in power in Kenya, in Africa. That is the situation we are living in. That is kind of life we are living in. That's why people are dying and nobody cares. Poor people are suffering, nobody cares. So I don't know what's the role of the government. I don't know. I want to know today, what's the role of the government? To protect the people or to kill the people or to make the people suffer? I think we have failed our people. The government has failed. Everybody has failed. We have also failed ourselves. I don't know. My concerns will not allow me to keep silent. And at any time, at any moment. I don't know whether this is going to come up anywhere, but we must have this debate. We must have this conversation. We cannot continue living in fear. I see a lot of fear in this country. A lot of fear in the courts. Just yesterday, we saw a magistrate who was shot by a police officer. I want to speak, my dear friends. I want to speak because when you try to tell me to keep silent, my heart is burning. You know, it's burning because of this country. Because for 60 years, we have been living like we are not human beings, like we are half human beings. We are considered like children of a lesser God. Now, this cannot continue. It cannot continue in any way. We are ruled by a minority that does not care for the interests of the majority. Politicians are liars and thieves. And they have stolen our freedom, they have stolen our minds, they have stolen our land, they have stolen our future. Politicians are established in lies and failed promises. We are victims of lies and failed promises, deferred hopes and blasted dreams for 60 years. I don't know what will happen. I don't know whether you're going to sentence me. I'm ready to be sentenced for 100 years. But I'm going to keep speaking the truth until the day I leave this world. We cannot continue living like this. My dear friends, we must resist. Resistance is the only way for this country, for Africa. People are dying everywhere. Even in Congo, people are suffering and we are silent. I don't know. We have failed as human beings. We have completely failed as human beings. We are on a test as human beings. I don't know why we call ourselves Christians. I don't know why we call ourselves educated people, civilized people. We are not. We are not civilized at all. We are stupid. And this stupidity is taking a toll on this country. Too much toll. It's so bad. It's too bad. It's too bad. We cannot continue living like this. The government must get out of the people.
But on his behalf, Your Honor is confirmed that he's enjoying lucid moments.
So guys, that's Julius Camu Camini. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And let me just give you a little backstory of who he is. This gentleman here, he's been an activist for years, and he's been arrested a couple times. But he's like spending a night, 2 nights, 3 nights, like a weekend, and so they're not holding him on nothing substantial. But what he's saying in his courtroom is what he's been preaching for the past couple of years. He's been to Parliament, disrupting Parliament. He's been into the Supreme Court, disrupting the Supreme Court, and he's in this courtroom now for disrupting a gathering of politicians recently. That's why he's in court, and they're trying to give him some time. But he's a true activist because when there was no cameras before there was riot and there was uproar in Kenya, he was the one who was calling attention to all these ills and this sort of sickening that's causing issues in Kenya currently. He's been saying this for years. Some of his own citizens call him mad, call him crazy. Even the politicians themselves saying he's mad. But he's been saying this for a long time. I'm not mad. I'm just passionate and the love I have for my citizens, and we need the politicians to start treat them right. So anyway, just a little backstory to know who he is. He's only getting highlighted now because of the protest, and now he's getting a lot of the light shine on him, which is well needed. You see, even though you see the the protests going on in Kenya currently, it's on every channel and every news story because what is something bad? Yeah, people died, buildings get burned, so naturally the world media gonna push this. Now with this gentleman, this activist, you don't see this nowhere. I think I've only seen this on one channel. Which channel I saw this on? Tuniki. He's a good channel. Go and check him out as well. A few other channels here and there, but and the news station in Kenya. Apart from that, none of the major networks is carrying this kind of messaging. This kind of messaging because what? This is what they are trying to keep the people blind to. Because he said that the politicians are liars and they're thieves. The minority is going against the majority. And that's what he's saying that they are enriching themselves. Did you know Kenya Parliament will get a raise this month? They've just been trying to raise tax on the citizens, but now they are giving themselves a raise. I think on the 7th of this month, they'll be giving themselves a raise. Parliament president, all the politicians, they're gonna get a big raise and more allowance. For sure that they do that care for the citizens. And as the gentleman said, Julius, so they have captured the people land, the people hope, the people mind, the people future, everything. They have stolen it and hoard it for themselves and for their family members and for their close friends or cronies, then put it that way. And while the majority suffers. And as he's saying that we are to blame as well. We cannot simply blame only the politicians. They say and this is what I love when he said, we are to blame as well because we are the ones who allowed this for so long. We should have an uprising a long time ago, not the burning and the destruction of property. I don't believe into that because that's gonna make the country goes deep into debt because they have to refix all these buildings and gonna be millions of dollars in damages. So these are like the bad element of the citizens that tried to do this. This wasn't the peaceful protester. This was not the peaceful protester. This was antagonizers who was within the that caused this kind of damage. That was unnecessary. But the point did get across that you cannot keep raising and penalizing citizens while you get richer and we get poorer. And this is what he's saying in this brilliant, brilliant speech. And I hope more channels shine a light on him and make sure he's not being beaten or tortured while he's in prison because we need to shine a light on him so they release him actually because all he did was stand up for his citizens and his beliefs and trying to go against the tyranny that the parliamentarians are doing in Kenya towards citizens. So let's get his voice out there, his picture out there, so that he can be looked over looked upon and shine a light on what he's been doing for years as a true Kenyan. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. As always, I don't know, Teflon speaking. You know in the comment section. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Boom.